So in this video, I'm going to discuss some of the major issues that are impacting Plan B and citizenship seekers. So we talk a lot about options, complex combinations, and different programs and all of the regular stuff. But I think it's very important to also focus and talk about some of the issues that are common amongst our community, right? So I'm going to talk about four key factors or four major issues that impact most of us. Now, if you look at the demographics of the viewership, most of the people are within the age brackets of 35 to 50. That's the typical age range. So what I mean to say is 95% or more of the viewers fall within that age bracket. Most are male, right? So men are more interested in Plan Bs and securities and moving abroad and all of that, right? So 95% is, more than 95% is the male demographics. The four major issues that really affect the quality of life of almost every Plan B seeker is, the number one is stress or overthinking. So a lot of us, we have a lot of stress in our life, and this is understandable, right? When you look at Plan B, now why do you get a Plan B, right? Either you're solving a complex problem, you're trying to avoid future problems, you're trying to avoid, you're trying to work with your taxes. Not a very convenient thing, right? It's a complex thing. You have to take multiple things into account when you are trying to reduce or optimize your taxes or solve tax situations. You have to take into account a lot of things, and stuff is not easy. You have to talk to 10 different people. So you are constantly thinking about stuff, thinking about combinations, and often leads to overthinking, and that leads to stress. So they go hand in hand, right? Stress leads to overthinking, overthinking then leads to stress, and the cycle continues. So that's the first topic that I'm going to talk about. The second one is sleep. Sleep is the biggest factor that affects and drastically affects the quality of life of Plan B seekers. Most of us sleep for 6 hours, which is significantly insufficient. Should be at least 8 hours. And when you say 8 hours, not 8 hours of bedtime, it should be 8 hours of quality sleep, right? So the quality of sleep really matters. You might be in bed for 12 hours, but if you're sleeping only 6 and wasting the rest of the time, you're not sleeping for 12 hours, right? You're only getting 6 hours of sleep. So that is what you need to focus on, quality sleep. So that's the second big factor that diminishes the quality of life. What it also does is adds stress, right? Contributes and facilitates the stress, leads to anxiety. A lot of anxiety, right? Unnecessary anxiety in some cases, and all of that is really related to the sleep factors. I'm going to talk about what can be done, to solve the sleep situation. Finally, the fitness is a key one, right? A lot of us are traveling, moving around, busy with a lot of stuff. This age bracket is a tricky one. You're getting more responsible. You're more focused on insurance and securities, investments. And this is because it's such a complex phase in your life. You're doing complex stuff. One of the things often ignored is the fitness. It's tough to break free, spend time, work out consistently. A lot of people do it, but a lot of people don't as well. And a lot of us are in the middle, right? We want to do it, we do it, but not consistently. We want to increase the consistency. And this is something you work on every single day, right? You got to be consistent every single day. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So that's the third one. And finally, I think often not thought about is the relationship situation. So in that age, let's say an average of 40 to 44, right? That age bracket is a tight age bracket. A lot of people are already in relationships. They have either had multiple relationships, they are single now, or they are married, they have children. Either they are with their partner happily or unhappily. Now, the happy ratio is it's a tricky one, right? Not a lot of people are happy. Some people are just going through the motions, and which is good. You got to obviously adjust and stick onto your partner and be in the relationship and work on improving the relationship. But then there's also a lot of people who are not able to cope up, right? Maybe they've found the wrong partner. Maybe they just aren't happy, right? They're not happy in that relationship. So they're thinking what can be done, right? So either you are looking to make the decision, you aren't able to make the decision, you don't know what to do, you don't know what the right thing is. Look at your kids, look at your family, you have the pressure, right? You aren't able to take the next step. And being the man that you are, you feel responsible, right? You don't want to do the wrong thing. So sometimes, although you're not happy, you still stick on and you continue. And a lot of people are in the crossroads, right? They're about to make that leap. They're thinking, you know what, let me move on from this relationship and let me rethink about where I want to be in life. So that's another aspect that affects a lot of Plan B seekers. I'm going to sort of jump into every single topic. I'm going to provide my assessment on how you could tackle these 4 broad aspects that affect Plan B seekers. So let's start off with the first one, which is the stress or overthinking. What can be done? What is the solution, right? How do you reduce stress in your life? I think one of the biggest things that you should tackle is overthinking. Stop overthinking. I think 2 most important things that you have to do is do the action, right? Whatever it is, whether it's complex, whether it's simple, you do the action. Don't think much about it. Organization is very key. You slot your schedule into 4 or 5 chunks, right? Assign 1 hour or 2 hours to every single slot, and then keep doing the actions, right? If you miss that slot, that's fine. It always comes back the next day, but try to be consistent and avoid overthinking. Avoid inactivity, right? So the more action you take, the more you do, the less you think. Problems take care of themselves. You'll feel more happier doing actions. Simple actions can lead to big rewards. So once you get the reward, right, you'll feel happier. You'll be less stressed, and that overthinking will automatically subside. And once you get into the habit of not overthinking, because a lot of us are habitual, right? We just have that habit of constantly the spinning mind. You have so many complex things going on. You keep overthinking. And one of the biggest symptoms of overthinking is that the first thing that happens is that the action really stops. You aren't doing much. You're just thinking, and the output is not much, right? So you have to organize well. Plan your schedule. I'm going to make some videos on how you can organize effectively so you can get a whole lot accomplished. But the main thing here is not to overthink and to do more, take more actions. And it does not need to be complex actions. Maybe you're not ready to take complex actions. Take simple steps, and it really can reduce the stress and significantly improve the quality of your life. What this also does is helps you think more clearly, because you're not spending too much time overthinking and polluting your brains with unnecessary thought process. You're less mentally tired. You're more relaxed. So you can spend quality time thinking about your next move, your plan B, your structure. It gives you more effective ideas. It makes you more efficient in the way you think, right? So that's the number one thing. The number 2 is the sleep. It's extremely important. What's the solution, right? How do you get more sleep? So the first thing is 8 p.m. Stop your cell phone, your computer, any digital activity. I know it's very, very tough. A lot of us are just scrolling and looking at new information, refreshing stuff, looking for new ideas and all of that. All's that good? But if you do that, it just affects your quality of life, right? It'll affect somewhere else. It just affects your morning. It makes you lethargic. It kills your sleep, and then you sleep less, which renders you ineffective. You don't get anywhere in life with that. So to get somewhere in life, the quantity of time that you're staying awake doesn't matter. It has to go down. The quantity of time that you sleep really optimizes and makes you sophisticated and optimized to succeed in life. So 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., shut every single digital thing. Make sure your cell phone is turned on to the night mode, right? That really helps relax your eyes. You aren't constantly staring at the blue light. So make sure you do that. 8 o'clock, stop everything. Don't eat anything after 8 p.m. Your eating ideally should be 6 p.m., should be done with it. And by 8 p.m., you should be in bed. Maybe let's start off with 1 hour to fall asleep. The ideal sleep time should be anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. That's how much it should take for you to fall asleep. But let's say you're starting off and it really is hard for you to fall asleep. So you go to bed at 9 p.m. By 10 p.m., you go to sleep. And then you can get up at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., whatever it is. Typically, in the best case scenario, most of us are going to have an 80% sleep efficiency, which means if you're spending 10 hours in bed, you're going to sleep for 8 hours. And that is what you want to strike, right? So be in bed for 10 hours, at least initially, till you get more sleep efficient. And then once you start getting the hang of it, once you start falling asleep on time, start getting up on time, then automatically that 10 hours can then shrink and you can get back to sleeping as close to that 8-hour mark, right? So that is very important. Make sure, obviously, the light is very important, right? So make sure that you don't have any disturbance, no noise, no lights. Make sure your room is dark, it's cool, and your sleeping environment is conducive. So all of that will really help you. And be consistent. I think one of the biggest important things to keep in mind is to be very consistent. The time at which you go to bed and the time at which you wake up. If you make that consistent, then you're automatically going to fall asleep on time and get up on time. So that's very important. Consistency in sleep is extremely important. The next thing is fitness and the workouts. Now, I know it's very difficult. We move a lot. We travel a lot. We have a lot of things to do. So fitness directly leads to sleep. So if you, one of the biggest things you should avoid working out at the end of the day. Try to at least, the best case scenario is working out in the morning time. 45 minutes should be your minimum target every single day. And that's tough. I know that's tough. But one can start with 3 times a week and then work their way up to every single day. The best case scenario is every single day. The minimum time frame that you should work out is 45 minutes. There is no upper limit to that. Ideally, you want to start off with cardio if you want to lose weight, right? If you're overweight, then you start off with cardio. If you're not overweight, then you directly jump to weight training, right? Resistant training, weight training really has a lot of impact on your body. You're more attractive, you're more fitter, your mind works correctly, the stress goes down. The biggest benefit is that you fall asleep faster. So the workout is crucial, it's critical. Intermittent fasting, if you can do it, it's really, really going to enhance the output of everything. It's going to make you sleep faster. It's going to make your body more efficient. You're going to work out. You're going to be more motivated to work out every single day. And try to wrap up your workout by before evening, right? So let's say by 5 or 6, done with the workout. You have your food, you have your dinner, and then by 8, you're ready to jump into bed. Now that's the fitness. Regarding the relationship, I think if you're in this age bracket, I think it's very important to call the shots. It's very important to make bold and tough decisions. If you feel, if your relationship is not working out for 70% of the times, maybe it's the right time to get out of the relationship. Maybe that can lead to future opportunities. Let's say you're targeting certain countries. You have spent your life in that relationship. Now is the time to make a move. It's now or never kind of a situation, right? Because you don't want to be crossing your 50s and then looking for the next partner. You want to do all of that now, and time runs out real fast. It's not a question of next year and next year and next year. No, every single day is a big deal. So if you feel that, there's nothing really left in that relationship, you're finding more negatives than positives, then this is the best time to think hard and take the tough decision. I know it's going to impact a lot of lives, but maybe it's for the better, right? So that's where you got to, pull the plug, make the decision. Either ways, I'm not saying that, it's up to you. You know what, how your relationship is working. If it is working fine, then you change yourself or work with your partner in changing things and make it work, right? Because, this is the best that you got. The less chances that you're going to find someone better than what, the person that you have. If that's the situation, then obviously you know what to do. But if you feel, nope, this is the opportunity, then take the opportunity, take the decision and go for it, right? Because let's say you take the leap, it can lead to a lot of opportunities in your life, a lot of positive opportunities in your life. So these are the 4 things, and I've stated the solutions. I'm going to make a lot more content to this effect to improve and enhance the quality of life, especially for my community. The reason why I'm doing this is because to enhance and make people more productive, right? More efficient, to make proper, clear decisions so that you can not only work on your life, because happiness at the end of the day is the critical factor. When you're doing these plan Bs or residencies or whatever it is, it's to improve the quality of life. It's to be happy in life. It's to lead a good life. So while we discuss all these good, options, at the end of the day, it's also very important to get there positively, happily, and joyfully, right? And in case you are new to my channel, my name is Jay, and here we discuss investments that lead to residencies, citizenships, and a whole lot more. Make sure before you go, subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Oh yes, and turn on the bell notification so you get notified of every single video from my side. Catch you in the next one.